Hello students, let us continue with the type study of cockroach. Now in this video we'll study the digestive system of cockroach. The digestive system of cockroach is made up of alimentary canal, mouth parts and glands. So digestive system is mainly associated with obtaining food and digestion of food and digestion of undigested food. The digestive system of cockroach, as I already mentioned, is made up of a muscular tube called alimentary canal, then the appendages surrounding the mouth called mouth parts, and the glands which secrete enzymes helping in digestion. The alimentary canal is a muscular tube which extends between the mouth and anus. This alimentary canal, which is a muscular tube, is modified into different structures to serve different functions. We'll study the different structures and functions of the alimentary canal. Then regarding the mouth parts, like all other insects and arthropods in general, these are the appendages surrounding the mouth and they help the cockroach to obtain food, cut the food into small pieces and then push the food into the alimentary canal. Glands, as the name suggests, they secrete the enzymes. They secrete the juices which contain enzymes, and those enzymes help in digestion of food. Let us start with the study of alimentary canal. As I already mentioned, alimentary canal is a muscular tube which extends between mouth and anus. And this alimentary canal is divided into three parts: foregut, midgut and hindgut. In this picture, you can see the first part up to this gizzard is called foregut, and this middle narrow tube-like structure, this one is the midgut, and the last part, the terminal part of the alimentary canal up to the anus, that forms the hindgut. So let us start with the study of foregut. Foregut is also called stomodium. It starts with mouth. The foregut starts with mouth. Mouth is the opening through which the food enters into the alimentary canal. And this mouth leads to a small tube-like structure called pharynx. This pharynx is mainly involved in transferring food from mouth to the next part of the alimentary canal, that is esophagus. Esophagus is also a narrow muscular tube which is short. In case of cockroach, it is very short, and it is also involved in transferring food from pharynx region to the crop region. Crop is the next part of the foregut. Now, the next part of the foregut after the esophagus is called crop. You can see in the picture, crop is a very big bag-like structure or sac-like structure. It is elastic in nature. You can compare the crop with the stomach of higher animals. Whenever the cockroach finds the food, it's going to consume that food, and that food is going to be stored in the crop. And slowly, small portions of food are pushed to the next part of the alimentary canal, that is midgut. Now, one very important structure we find in the last part of the foregut is called gizzard. So this gizzard, it is a specialized structure. It has heavy muscular walls, and walls are provided with 6 tooth-like structures. It acts like a grinding organ of food. Just imagine the gizzard, which is highly muscular, having 6 teeth-like structures inside. Now this gizzard, since it is muscular in nature, it is capable of contraction and relaxation, and the food which is pushed from crop into the gizzard is going to be broken into very fine pieces, or it is going to be broken down into very small pieces, or it's grinded. The food is going to be grinded, and that helps in the further digestion process. So we can consider gizzard as the grinding organ of the digestive system of cockroach. Next, the midgut portion. Midgut is also called mesenteron. This extends between the foregut and midgut, foregut and hindgut. Midgut is a narrow, long muscular tube, and here most of the digestion is completed in this part of the digestive tract. Now, after the gizzard, you can see around 6 to 8 finger-like projections, finger-like structures at the junction of foregut and midgut. So these finger-like structures are called hepatic CK. Now hepatic CK are the glands. They secrete juice which contains the digestive enzymes. So digestive enzymes are going to be secreted in the into the midgut part, and midgut is the place where the digestion is going to take place. Now, along with the hepatic CK, we also find salivary glands. Of course, salivary glands are found in the beginning of the foregut. One pair of salivary glands are there, and salivary glands secrete saliva, which contains enzymes for the digestion. Like this, uh, hepatic CK and salivary glands are the glands secreting enzymes helping the digestion in cockroach. Then hindgut, the last part of the alimentary canal called hindgut, it is also called proctodium. This hindgut, in the anterior part of the hindgut, or you can say the at the junction of midgut and hindgut, we find large number of small thread-like structures which are yellowish in color. So these yellow colored thread-like structures are called Malpighian tubules. These Malpighian tubules are excretory organs of the cockroach. The Malpighian tubules has nothing to do with the digestion process. So they are excretory in function. Now, one thing we have to remember is the whole digestive system and all other organ system of the cockroach, they are present in the hemolymph, the body fluid called hemolymph. You know that in arthropoda and in insecta, the body cavity is called hemocoel, and this hemocoel is filled with a fluid called hemolymph. All the organs and organ systems are actually located or situated in the hemolymph. These Malpighian tubules absorb the nitrogenous waste or extract nitrogenous waste from that hemolymph, and the nitrogenous waste is directly transferred to the hindgut part of the alimentary canal. Now in this way, we can consider hindgut involved in the excretion process also. So that's about the Malpighian tubules. Yellow colored thread-like structures found at the junction of midgut and hindgut called Malpighian tubules, which are excretory structures of the cockroach. Now coming to the hindgut part, hindgut is also muscular, narrow tube. It is also divided into three parts: ileum, colon, and rectum. This hindgut, which is made up of ileum, colon, and rectum part, is mainly involved in conversion of undigested food into the fecal matter. Rectum is the last part of the hindgut where the undigested food which is converted into fecal matter is going to be stored until it is adjusted out of the alimentary canal through the anus. The rectum opens to the outside through the anus. Regarding the mouth parts. Now mouth parts are the appendages which surround the mouth, helping in the digestion process or nutrition in general. We know that all insects have one or the other type of mouth parts. In case of cockroach, we find biting and chewing type of mouth part. So this type of mouth part helps in eating solid type of food materials. The biting and chewing type of mouth parts, with the help of mandibles, they are going to cut the solid food into small pieces, and those small pieces are going to be pushed into the mouth where it is going to be digested chemically. The food of the cockroach. Now we know that cockroach, theoretically it is capable of eating anything which is organic. It is omnivore. It feeds on different kinds of food materials. It feeds on the food which is cooked, which is kept in the kitchen. We know that cockroaches are also known to eat different kind of food or different kind of materials like wax, leather, soap, etc. Now, because of this capability of the cockroaches to feed on different kinds of food, they are more successful during the course of evolution. Cockroaches are existing on the face of Earth from many million years because of their ability to feed on different kinds of food. You can call cockroach as an omnivore. It can feed on anything which is organic. Now, the cockroach mouth parts are made up of labrum, mandibles, maxillae, labium, and hypopharynx. This is the labrum part. We call it as upper lip, and it's mainly there to hold the food when it is going to cut the food into small pieces. And we find one pair of hard structures called mandibles. Mandibles are very hard structures due to the presence of chitin, and they have serrated margin. So these sharp teeth-like structures help the cockroach to cut the food material into small pieces. So mandibles are the structures which are going to cut the food into small pieces. Then we find one pair of maxillae. These maxillae are sensory in function. Mainly they are sensory in function, and they also help in pushing the food into the mouth. So mandible is going to cut the food into small pieces, and those small pieces of food are going to be pushed into the mouth with the help of maxillae. One pair of maxillae. Then we find labium, which is called the lower lip. Now remember, we find only one upper lip and one lower lip, but these are made up of two portions. So the two parts, two identical parts, are joined together to form the labium, and also it is true with labrum. Then at the center we find the hypopharynx, which you can also call the tongue. Thank you.